Now let's meet some of our experts to help explain this current gas crisis. Mary Caracoli is the Emmy award-winning host and executive producer of Money Matters Today, which is seen here on CN8 weeknights live at 11 p.m. She is also the director of business and consumer news for our network. We're also joined by Brian Greenberg, who runs a CPA and financial services firm in Marlton, New Jersey. He hosts a radio talk show called Greenberg News on WNJC. That's 1360 AM in the Philadelphia area. Brian, this just doesn't sit well with Americans or for people around the world for that matter. It's like the oil-rich nations have so much. There's such an abundance. And as Mary points out, there is a demand for it. So why aren't they supplying it? Why are they driving the prices up?
Well, I like to take a different look on it. First of all, it really goes back to 2001. Now, when I studied physics, I got a C in it. I wasn't a good student, but I did learn one thing. And that is, whenever there's a action, a reaction follows, or something like that.
See, I learned that in the 11th grade, but it had nothing to do with physics.
Well, and the point is that...
In my household, it was truth or consequences.
I never did well in that show either. But what happened then was that we had a declining economy. Alan Greenspan, the Federal Reserve, started printing money, lots of money. We drove the interest rates down, so all this money, all this paper floating around, eventually bubbles up in higher prices. And that is really what's driving, ultimately, the price of gasoline today.
Do we have any choice but to pay for it?
Well, what consumers have been doing, they've been cutting back their usage. That's supposed to drop demand, and in turn, prices would drop. But we're in a worldwide economy today. It's not just the United States. China needs their oil. India needs their oil. They're big consumers of oil, and they're driving up the price, even though you and I may be cutting back our usage. So that's a problem there.
So that doesn't sound very optimistic as we're looking to the future. Kevin said that he thought his sources had indicated that perhaps it could top out. We thought maybe 50 cents ago it had topped out. It just seems like it keeps going and going. How much more can we take? What are we seeing in terms of ways that average individuals are impacted by the high price of gas?
Well, it's causing increased prices in food. You look at food prices. Now, I don't shop. Luckily, my wife does that. But I was surprised how much, looking at prices, they're up 15% year over year. It's staggering. If you're on fixed income or limited income or underprivileged, you're going to be really hurt by what's going on with the price of gas.